Hello everyone and welcome to the Battlecraft server, the only server where we can be chill. It's like be drill, but be chill. Now I have a confession to make. If you look in the top left of my screen, you can see that my minimap is looking slightly different. Now for the whole life of this server, I have avoided getting the minimap with the Pokemon on it. I was just trying to meet Pokemon in the wild rather than see where they are in the minimap. And that's why I have significantly less shinies than other members on the server, because I don't really find them as often. However, I am trying to get all of the Generation 1 Pokemon which are available in the game, and I've got to the point where Pokemon are getting very, very hard to find. This is my current collection. I mean, it's looking pretty good. We filled it out nicely, but we're still missing a few. We're missing, for example, Kadabra. We're missing like Pikachu and Raichu. We're missing quite a lot of like the starter Pokemon. So I finally caved and I got myself the radar so we can find Pokemon with a lot more ease. And we can actually even make the map bigger like so. So now any Pokemon in our, surrounding area will appear on our map. It does also have all the other mobs on it as well, which is a bit annoying. But you can see now that there's a Zoltik right next to us and a Zubat next to us and a Barboach and all this kind of stuff. So this should hopefully make everything a bit easier to find. And in theory, it should also make it much easier to find shinies, because they should pop up on the map as well. So let's start off this episode by testing this out. I'm going to fly off to where I know a Pikachu should spawn. This is where I spent an hour last episode or the episode before trying to find a Pikachu. Could not find one. Let's see if with our new improved radar, we can find it a bit more successfully. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye out on that mini-map, see if any Pokemon spawn. A lot of stuff has spawned in, but I don't think any of them are Pichu or Pikachu or anything like that. Oh, apparently if you go to the entity category settings on the mini-map, you can actually select which mobs to show. I've managed to set up the map so that it's only showing Pokemon. And I've even got it to show the icons, which is pretty fun. So I'm just walking around this forest because I believe forest is one of the biomes where Pichus spawn. That being said, I've not seen one yet, and it has been a while already. Oh, and I can zoom into the minimap as well. Oh, yeah, look at that. We can see all the Pokemon now. That's so much nicer. Okay, it's not the starting Pokemon we're looking for, but Turtwig is a starting Pokemon, isn't he? Might as well capture him because, better to have him than not. Maybe if I end up in generation 2 or 3. Oh god, he's dying. I'll eventually do... Oh, there we go, we got it. I'll eventually start doing the other generations of Pokemon. So any starters I can get at this point is good. I've also noticed that in the mini-map, we also get to see the rarity of Pokemon. I think that's what it is. You can see that some Pokemon are a bit larger than others. And I think that's because some of them are rarer than others, which is quite good because, for example, Pichu is, I think, uncommon. I think that's what it's classified as, so it should appear a bit bigger on the mini-map as well. Oh, that's a Pichu. Oh, that's a Pichu, that's a Pichu. Where is it? Okay, Pichu. Okay, we got it. We got it. Okay, you, come here. Come into combat so you can't run away. Right, if we can get the Pichu, then obviously we can evolve it into Pikachu. And if we get a second one, we can then evolve it into a Raichu. I don't really want to weaken it because all my Pokemon are quite strong. And if we kill it, then that is bad. Yeah, there we go. We got it. We got our first Pichu. That is absolutely perfect. But I'm going to keep looking for a second Pichu. So then we can have a Pikachu and a Raichu. Oh, I can't believe it. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. I literally spent like an hour looking for Pichus, and now 2 have come in the span of like 10 minutes. Oh, there he is. And, okay, start chucking Pokeballs at it. Got it! Okay, we got the 2 Pichus we needed. Fantastic. Alrighty. I think we're done with this forest then. Let's go back to my base and see what's next on our list. Right, so I think we either go for starting Pokemon, or we try and get this Abra. Those are both 2 good options. Or we try and get 2 birds with 1 stone, and we head for some hills in order to get both Charmander and the Abra. Now this is hills, actually our base is on hills, but a lot of this is, you know, built over. So I'm thinking if we fly kind of far away from here, try and find some different hills and set up camp there, maybe we'll have more luck. I'm just waiting up here to see if any Abras spawn, and another Pichu has spawned. They're taunting me now, and now they're just appearing for no reason. I spent hours looking for them, and suddenly, just Pichus everywhere. But this is a hilly area, so in theory here we should have both Chameleons and Abras appearing. They're both pretty rare though, so I'm going to spend, you know, half an hour or so just kind of hanging around in this area, and we'll see if we can find one. If we can't, I may come back later on. Right, I've been here a while, kind of going from the top area up here down to here the bottom, getting mobs to keep spawning in and out, but I've still yet to find a Charmander or an Abra, which is fair enough because both of them are very rare. But I think that I'm going to call this hunt a day. I'll definitely keep coming back here, maybe in between episodes, maybe throughout the episodes, to try and capture these 2 Pokemon. But also, because our base is hills, we may be able to see one anyway when we're there. But I do think it's time for something a bit different. So let's head over to my base again. So I want to keep constructing my village, and we still got all of these structures here to add in, but I want to focus on this one here, because I think this is going to connect quite well all the structures we already have in this part. That one there, these 2 here. I'm not entirely sure what palette or kind of build I want to go for. I just want to have a bridge kind of connecting these 2 structures. So I think let's start building and see what we get. And why not do it in the form of a time lapse? Let's go! Now before I show you the finished building, I need to grab some new Pokeballs, and there used to be a whole load of apricorn trees over here, but it seems like in the process of remaking the starting village, people has removed them. However, I'm noticing that somebody else by the name of Vert possibly has a whole load ready to go. This is not stealing, this is borrowing with no intention of returning. They'll grow back. Yeah, once again, this is not stealing, this is borrowing. Right, we've got all the balls we need. Let me show you what we've been working on in our base. So this is our new building. It kind of does feel a bit more like a vanilla building. Definitely using that kind of block palette. I should say also that the roof is going to oxidize. It's not oxidized yet, so it will change through time. So imagine that, but with that kind of roof, you know, that kind of tint. The inside is actually pretty cool as well. I'm not really doing the inside of my buildings, but you can go up here, and then there's this little bridge across, and you get to the other side. You can go down and out from here. But there's a few things I've really been focusing on in this build. First of all, this little bridge here. I see this quite a lot in buildings in Italy when I go back home to visit. And they're pretty cool. I always like this kind of archway with joining the 2 buildings. So very happy with that. The other thing I've really been trying to focus on is texturing. If you look at my older structures like here, you can see that these blocks that kind of give it texture have been placed just randomly, kind of give it a bit of a diversity all the way across. Here I've been trying to lump it together to give it a more uniform feel. So for example, on this side of the bridge, you can see there's a whole patch of damp, you want to call it, like moss, that's grown on the side. You got like a smaller one here. And what I've done is all of the different kinds of blocks, the mossy cobblestone, the mossy bricks, the actual moss, I've put it all in one place as its own kind of smaller gradient. And that's allowing me to use blocks that maybe wouldn't fit so much, like that moss there, if you just had like a block of random moss just in the middle without that kind of greenish around it. It just wouldn't fit. But by doing this, you can kind of go with more extreme color changes because it kind of blends in through these kind of blocks in between. I know this is something that B-Dubs does a lot, and it's something that I really want to try and improve upon. So yeah, I try not to go overboard with it. I'm just going to put them every now and then. I've done a similar thing here. You can kind of see it with this chiseled block here. Wherever there's a chiseled block, I always put like stone around it. Again, give it a bit more texture. So overall, I like this. It's really coming together, and it's really making this building, that one over there, and that one over there really feel a bit more joined. Now I'm going to texture the path similar to what I have across the bridge here, with this kind of difficult terrain here. But I'm not going to do that until I've finished the other buildings. So it does feel like we're getting there, but there is obviously still a bit of work to be done. But now we've done a bit of constructing, I think, okay, I'm gonna die. Okay, that was a bad idea. What I was trying to say is that I wanted to go back to where I was earlier to see if I can't capture an Abra or a Charmander. I feel like the last few episodes have been a lot more focused on interviewing people, and today I want it to be specifically mostly about Pokemon. Alright, so this is where I was searching earlier. Let's spend some time here, see if we can't find an Abra or a Charmander. I'm going to give myself 1 more hour. I feel that's the right amount of time for it. If I can't find it, we're going to give up for the day. And nothing. I spent the last hour loading, reloading the area, flying up, flying down, constantly trying to find these Pokemon, and nothing. I can't seem to find them, at least not for now. I did find like a Snorlax. I found a few more interesting things, but nothing really that I needed. So I'm going to call it for today, but we'll come back here in the next episode or in between episodes, because I'm determined to find either an Abra or a Charizard for our collection. But in the meantime, that is it from me. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.